Greetings, friends. Our theme for today is the heart of wonder. And I want to begin with looking at paying attention. And I find that term paying attention so fascinating. Paying. Our attention is valuable, a kind of a currency in itself. Marketing and social media are competing for our attention all the time, more and more so. And we're increasingly being pulled and shaped by these demands. And so sometimes we need to be intentional about stopping and choosing where and how we pay attention, how we allow this precious resource to be spent. Offering our attention to being quiet and present, and to spending time in nature as on holy ground, are ways of feeding our souls. And our modern lives are starved for this kind of nourishment. Richard Rohr describes nature as the first scripture and creation as the first incarnation. God revealing the beauty, vibrancy, and wild creativity of God's self. Mary Oliver wrote, "Instructions for living a life. Pay attention, be astonished, talk about it." Pay attention, be astonished, talk about it. It's easy to be mechanical and rational about life, and we lose touch with our sense of childlike wonder. As Jesus said, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Watching little children in nature is such a joy, as one sees the wonder with which they explore and discover, always with fresh eyes, excited, vibrantly alive. And this childlike attitude of wonder is so important to rekindle in our own hearts on this spiritual journey that we're on. Matthew Fox wrote, "Awe is the beginning of wisdom, and a life of wisdom is predicated on a tasting of awe and a celebrating of awe as our primary spiritual experience." Imagine if we'd grown up with celebrating awe as our primary spiritual experience, how that would shift our relationship to one another, to the earth, and to God. Awe and wonder are so important. They take us outside of our typical pedestrian sense of thinking and knowing things. It's the willingness to not know and to open ourselves to a fresh encounter, indescribable, filled with mystery and aliveness. Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel wrote, "What we lack is not a will to believe, but a will to wonder. Behold, not only in order to explain, to fit what we see into our notions. Behold, in order to stand face to face with the beauty and grandeur of the universe. Behold, in order to stand face to face with the beauty and grandeur of the universe." What an invitation. He also wrote, "The immense preciousness of being is not an object of analysis, but a cause of wonder." When last did you wonder about the extraordinary gift of being alive? This body so finely tuned, everything working together so exquisitely and intricately. When last did you wonder at the mysterious dance of life and death going on all the time? Death and decay giving way to fresh new birth, endings and beginnings all belonging to the wondrous cycle of life. And then there's the ecological wonder of the diversity of life forms so intricately interwoven, and everything finding its place, playing its part in the family of things. And this planet, so finely tuned to offer us nourishing food, oxygen, and everything we need to thrive and flourish. The awesome expanse of the cosmos quietly surrounds us with its immensity, calling to us night after night to gaze in wonder. Where the nearest star to us, Proxima Centauri, is 40 trillion kilometers away. That's the nearest star. Light from that star takes 1,549 days to reach us, or 4.25 years. And light from the edges of the visible universe has taken 13.4 billion years to get to us. And this light is so old that it gives us information about the birth of the universe in the Big Bang. And talking of light, an estimate of the number of photons that you can hold in your cupped hands right now is approximately 500 trillion photons of light. 500 trillion. And most of these photons are about 8 minutes and 20 seconds old, which is when they were formed by the sun. And that's how long it takes for light to reach us from the sun. But it's possible, it's just possible, that there may be a few that are 13.4 billion years old. Light that has just reached us from the beginning of the universe, having just arrived here from the time of the Big Bang. And if you think of your hands, each of your hands contains about 3.5 times 10 to the power of 24 atoms. To give you a sense of how much that is if you take all the grains of sand on our planet, there are 470,000 times more atoms in your hand than all the grains of sand on this planet. 470,000 times more atoms. And they're all working together in constant motion, knowing what to do to make your hand what it is. What a wonder. And what a wonder this whole body is. And that it grew out of a single fertilized egg. And if you just look at one of your hands, the fact that you can see it at all is miraculous. Light formed by a powerful nuclear fusion reaction in the sun has danced its way through space, electric magnetic fields waltzing each other into existence, and then managing to break through our protective atmosphere, being reflected off your skin into your eye, and by some astonishing neural activity in the brain has been turned into the image that you see. Let alone the mystery of what happens when we are stirred inside by an image. And one can similarly marvel at all of our senses, the wonder of it all, that we can see, hear, feel, taste, smell. Our hearts circulating blood, our lungs breathing life-giving oxygen. What a wonder this moment is. Pay attention. Be astonished. Tell about it. I'll guide us in a hand meditation now, starting with focusing on our hands and then just moving into the simplicity of being. But if you begin with cupping your hands and hold them in your lap in a cupped way like this. And just remember that just in this cupping of your hands, you hold approximately 500 trillion photons of light. Some of them minutes old, some possibly billions of years old. Now gaze at your hands. $470,000 times as many atoms in your single hand as all the grains of sand on earth. Feel the dexterity of your hand. Move it around. What a wonder this hand is. What a gift. So easily overlooked. But where would we be without them? And as you gaze at your hands, pay attention to the gift of sight. Allow yourself to drink in the image through your eyes of these hands, this gift of sight. Allow yourself to be astonished by the fact that you can see anything at all. And now hold your hands open in a gesture of gratitude and receptivity for this life, for this moment of being alive. Feel the life-giving oxygen entering your lungs with each fresh in-breath. This air in our atmosphere is perfectly attuned to the needs of our bodies. Receive this breath. The gift of life in each breath. And now place your hand on your heart and feel the faithful rhythm of life beating there. This vital organ without which we would not exist, not be alive at all. constantly keeping us alive with its faithful rhythm. And feel the tingle of aliveness in the cells of your body. Everything moving, contributing, being part of the whole, which is part of an even bigger whole. Everything finding its place in the family of things, playing its part. Open yourself to the gift and wonder of this moment. And now just pay attention to the quietness, the stillness, the sense of being present here and now. Present in the I am presence of God. Rest here for a while for the rest of this meditation.